Hey, this is Keena B, and welcome to Say Anything. Say anything.
Why can't you just say anything?
I'm gonna say anything.
People just say anything.
I swear, people just say anything.
Welcome to Say Anything with Keena B. Hey, welcome to Say Anything with Keena B. I am Keena B. Thank you so much for joining me. And today I am in Wimbius Market, located in Quincy, Florida. I am painting while I'm talking to you, so I hope you don't mind. Today, we are going to talk about insecurity and how it can manifest, but also how can we combat it? How can we fight it, the insecurity? So I thank you for being here today and for joining me. Insecurity, it's a topic that a lot, it's not foreign to anybody. All of us go through a period of time when we're insecure about something. Pick a subject matter and I'm sure we'll find something that has come up when it comes to insecurity. And I know I have. I've definitely had moments of insecurity. Even when I knew what I was talking about. Like, I've had moments when I doubted my abilities and what I am capable of. And when that happens, and you know what, sometimes it's not really about the doubting of the ability as much as it is about caring about too much about what other people's opinions would be about what I'm doing and allowing it to manifest in other ways. And that is the troublesome thing about insecurity. It manifests in ways that can be negative. And so we want to, particularly I want to, always keep positive things in mind so as not to feed the negative or feed the insecurity, right? And that takes practice. That takes, it takes work to get to a point where you don't feed the negative, right? Aspects of life. You have to be very intentional to not allow insecurities to take over whatever you're doing. So right now, I'm going to stop before I go any further and ask that if you've made it this far, that you go ahead and you subscribe, follow if you're not already following, whether you're watching on Spotify, listening on YouTube, or watching on YouTube, you might be. And now we are on Apple. So wherever you are listening or watching, please follow, subscribe, share my channel, Say Anything with Keena B. And then also leave a comment, leave some feedback. If there is something that you hear while I am talking that speaks to you, please leave a comment, leave some feedback. It helps. It helps me to know who's listening and what has helped you, what isn't helping you. That is all very helpful to me. So, how insecurity can speak. I guess the first thing to really answer, the first question to answer is, what is insecurity? I sometimes forget that not everybody knows what you're talking about, I talk to different people a lot of times, different people, various stages in life, whether they might be a different age, they might have different experiences, but they're at various stages in life, and you can use verbiage, words that don't necessarily speak to them because they've never had to confront it before. They never knew what it was or put a name to it. So let's just first start with, what is insecurity? In the terms of being aware of yourself and who you are, insecurity is when you allow the negative thoughts that you have to override what you know about yourself, okay, to be true, or to allow doubt to creep in to your life with things that you're trying to achieve or trying to do, and basically say, hey, no, you're not able to do this, or this is not for you. Anything that is the opposite of positive creeping in. So insecurity, it shows up in ways like criticizing yourself, not necessarily verbally, but you try something for the first time and then you say, oh, this is horrible. Or you try something for the 20th time and you're speaking negative things about it. Maybe you're insecure at work, you speak negatively about the work that you do. Maybe it might show up in your relationships. It might show up in friendships, marriages, where you are doubting or you are insecure about the status of a relationship. Maybe it shows up by comparing yourself to other people and where they are in their life. Maybe you feel that you should be somewhere different than where you are, and when you see others or where you want to be, you start comparing your life and trying to figure out what it is that they're doing that you're not doing. Insecurity is basically your way of, or any particular person's way of, you're eating yourself from the inside out, right? You're allowing the negative thoughts to take over and usurp or speak louder than the positive ones. That's a really basic way of saying it. And it can show up in different ways, like I've already mentioned. It's not good. It's not good. Insecurity can be very loud sometimes. It can be very, very loud. And it's like most things in life. Sometimes negativity speaks louder than positivity. And it is our job individually to have our positive voices speak louder than the negative voices. It is our job to speak positively to others and to ourselves. And you have to be intentional about that. You have to be intentional. You have to be intentional about wanting the positive to outshine the negative, right? And that is not always the easiest thing to achieve, right? Sometimes it is really difficult, really, really difficult to let the loudest voice be the most positive voice. And you don't want insecurity to win. You just don't want it to win. It does not serve us. it does not serve us. It does not serve you. It does not serve your future. It doesn't serve the best person that you want to be, to allow the loudest voice in your head to be your insecurity. So, how do we change it? You speak positively. Every time a negative thought comes in your brain, you speak the opposite, right? Like literally say it out loud. Allow yourself to hear the good things, no matter what your brain is saying. Allow yourself to hear the positive things. Do not feed the animals. The animal that is the negativity. Do not feed it. Do not give in to it. Because if you feed it, it'll get fat, right? So you have to be extremely clear in your intent not to feed negative with negative. Just strictly think the opposite. Say the opposite. So, for example, if I were to say to myself, I'm saying something so that I can just give you an example. People say this all the time. Oh, I take horrible pictures. I say, personally, I've never taken a bad picture ever. And my pictures are so much better. You want to know why? Because I started saying, I can't take a bad picture. So I exude confidence because I own and believe that I can't take a bad picture. And it really doesn't matter what you tell me at this point. Even if it were, I wouldn't believe you. And I'm not saying be delusional. I'm just saying be incredibly intentional about the language that you speak to yourself. About anything. About everything. I'm an excellent writer. I can't take a bad picture. I'm really great at interior design. What is it that you want? You're not going to get there any faster speaking negative about it. That is for sure. There's no way to get where you want speaking negative about where you want to be. You have to speak the positive things. So replace your words and put your energy toward the positive things. And again, I'm not saying be delusional. Okay? I'm saying speak positively about where it is that you're at and where you want to go. So, speaking positively about where you're at. Let's talk about that. Sometimes where we're at doesn't match where we want to be. Right? So, we don't want to be out here saying things that don't match our circumstances. People will think we're nuts. But you also don't want to breathe life, okay, into circumstances that do not serve you. And if where you are does not serve you, if what you're doing doesn't serve you, if what is happening in your life does not serve you, then you don't want to breathe life into it. You don't want to continue to own it, right? So you start owning the other things. You start owning what it is that you want to happen in your life and not what is happening, so as to shift the energy of what you're talking about. Gratitude. How often do you say thank you for the things that you have? How often do you acknowledge what it is that is going right? How often are you sharing good news about things that have happened during the course of your day? And if you're not doing that every day, then that is a sign that you are not showing your gratitude. You should be, and I should be, sharing things that we're happy about every day. Find that person you love, that you believe in, talk to God, and share and say, thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for providing. Thank you so much for being here when, thank you so much for believing in me. Gratitude. Gratitude is a thought, it's an action, it's a way of being. And when you continuously show gratitude, one, it's an exchange of energy to other people, that when you say thank you and you mean it, they receive that good energy. They receive that good feedback. But also, you start to believe more and more and more that there is something worthwhile, worthy within this life that is happening, and that you want to continue pushing forward. The sermon for today included words of pressing on and listening to the ancestors, as they always talked about they may not be doing their best, but they're going to press on. They're going to keep going on. They're going to keep pushing forward. And that they would get up every day, whether they were sad, whether their body was hurting, whatever it may be, that they still got up and they pressed onward. And that's where we have to be. We have to continue to press on in spirit. You have to press on in spirit, not just physically. You have to press on with emotion. You have to press on with your diligence and consistency. You have to keep pressing on no matter what your circumstances are saying, because that is how you speak life to yourself, in action and in words. You have to keep on keeping on and be grateful for the opportunity to keep on keeping on. And this is something that I do a lot too. Asking the people who you surround yourself with to speak positive things. You always hear, surround yourself with people that speak life, right? People say that a lot. Surround yourself with people, which would, sometimes people interpret that as meet new people, right? I actually interpret that as be change, right? Be the change. If your circle doesn't speak positive things, maybe you should be the one that starts. And then you start speaking all the positive things and watch how it rubs off on other people. and how everyone will slowly start saying, you know what? Yeah, I am grateful. And then what happens, this is what happens, and this happened to me recently. I was venting about something, and the person I was venting to said, wait a minute, aren't you supposed to be speaking positively? Change your words. They held me accountable to myself because of how I have been operating. And that was a monumental moment for me. And I was grateful for it because, one, it let me know that no, people are paying attention. They pay attention, okay? Whether you think they're paying attention or not, they pay attention to the way you move, to the way you act, how you enter, like how you speak, all those different things. They pay attention. But it also let me know that whatever work I do is not in vain. It's never in vain. Because if God will bring you to it, he'll bring you through it. And I give all glory to God for every single increase, for every single sustaining, for every single lesson, for providing, all those things. All glory goes to God. And you have to know that. You have to know and be the example that you want everyone in your circle to be. And so while you're encouraging people to speak positively, you should always be speaking positively. Now, that doesn't mean we don't acknowledge bad things that happen. And it doesn't mean that we ignore reality. It just means that while we are living in this world, I aim to be a positive force in it and not a negative one. So I will not add negative energy in. I will only add positive. I will only seek to be kind and love in the best and most genuine ways. And I hope that you all will do the same. That is the podcast for today. If you have any thoughts, please share them. Share your tips on how to combat insecurity and doubt. Share your favorite affirmations. I would love to read some of your favorite affirmations. Because maybe somebody else can learn something new that they could be saying. But here's one that I used to always say, and I should start saying it again. It's actually something that I would say to individuals as we were usually in emails or letters or something. I haven't said it in a while, but may your good days always outnumber your bad days. And may you share love and light wherever you go. May God's love be set out before you ever step in a room, so that they know that you are a child of God. Have a great day.
Oh, yes. Wow. Perfect. Love.